Hello, my friends, and welcome back. It is Tuesday, February 6th, 2024, on the Drunk Poker Tips Beer Time. I'm at works today because it's my Monday. It's Tuesday, but it's my Monday. I'm pushing my little cart around with my fruits and vegetables on it as a produce manager. That's what I do. And I got to go on my break there and check on my phone. And my phone says my buddy Danny, who works at Clifford, put out a little ticky-tock thing there. And it said the can double wide. And I'm like, well, I know I'm going on the way home. So on the way home, I stopped in at Clifford Brewing, picked up some double wide. Now, regardless of the man's political leanings, and some of his songs are, well, Toby Keith died today. And Toby Keith's got definitely has an audience. And some of his songs are Red Solo Cup, baby. I'm not as good as, I'm as good once as I ever was. Not as good as I once was, but I'm as good once as I ever was. I love that song. Drinking songs, I like them. And I mean, it appeals to a certain kind of person. Maybe lives in a double wide. I don't know. What do you do? I'm trying to tie it all together, baby. This is a big old West Coast double IPA. It's Brad's first commercial beer. He brewed it at Bose, 8%, 2010, I believe. Like, this is a very different time. Very different time. I love this beer. So when it comes back, I'm like, yeah. And also, just for a note, I picked up some Pinball Wizard. Now, Pinball Wizard's been out of the LCBO for quite some time. It's been at the brewery the whole time. It's coming back to the LCBO this summer. So it can be on the lookout for that as the weather turns a little warmer. It's tough. What do you think about it, man? Because if you look back at, like, your old artists, man, they questionable things they did. So, you know, it's always, how do you separate the art from the man, right? I don't know. All right. Anyways, just canned today. Let's get into it. Cheers, my friends. To Brad, bringing back one of my favorites. Let's go. It's a big beer, man. It's an aggressive beer. This is big, bold, bready, toasted malt body. This is like Canadian IPA, West Coast IPA, circa 2010. Like, that's what it is. Okay, this is not, you, because we were drinking Third Moon beers there, Third Moon beers for a couple days, and I love my Third Moon beers. This is the opposite of that kind of NEPA, soft, tropical, juicy. This is aggressively grapefruit, orange pith, piney, bitch back bastard. Whew! It's bitter, man. It's an aggressive beer from the malt to the hops. Everything about this beer is large. And it's great. It's a great double West Coast IPA. It is still eminently, like, it doesn't scare you off. It doesn't, like, you know, oh, I can only have one beer. It's still, you're like, man, I have a couple, three of these, man. I have them a night. I was going to drink it out of a Red Solo cup, but that's weird. I mean, I do have a Red Solo chalice. I do. Classy. Yeah, it's a good beer. And it's old, really, really old school. So, especially like if you haven't been around craft beer for a long time, if you're newer to craft beer, and I've been around a while. Like, we're going into, what, year 9 of doing this. But still, like, even me, like, you know, if you came in just as NEPAs were big, you really haven't experienced these kind of old school throwback West, when the chase was IBU, even though really IBUs are an expression of the alpha acids and the hops, as opposed to true bitterness, it doesn't matter. We didn't care. We didn't know. Right? 100 IBUs. Like, that's what it was about, right? Who can get the most IBUs in the beers, right? And that's what it was, man. And this is beautiful because that's what this is. This is just like all the hop, just everything, just like kitchen sinking. Right, so it's fun. I hope you can get it if you like West Coast IPAs, and if you haven't really tried any, and you're from the Hammer, you're in town somewhere, you can get it, try it, and look out for Pinball when it comes back because it is an American Pale Ale, classic American Pale Ale. Like, this is a classic West Coast IPA. Same thing, big, bitter, unapologetically hopped up, man. All right, I get excited. I love beers that come back, and I'm like, yes. This is a beer for me. It makes me happy. Red Solo Cup. I fill you up. Let's have a party. Let's have a party. I don't know. I said, Dave, I ain't as good as I once was, but I'm as good once as I ever was. This one, been 2 years since we had it back. Thanks for bringing it back, Clifford. Cheers. Yeah, I don't know. I got a lot of music I like, man. A lot of it's just about having a good time, and he wrote some of those songs. And just have a good time tonight, man. Let's have some beers. Beers.